Hello there, everybody. This is Cholera, and welcome to another Mantos commentary. That is right. This is going to be Reach versus Free, Game 4 of the Pro League series between Airforce ACE and Woonjin Stars. Free, a pretty good player, used to be the only real star on the Stars team, but last season, Zero and a couple others really stepped up to the game, and their team actually went pretty far, although certainly not far enough to make it into the playoffs, unfortunately, but that's the way it is with that team. The Mantos on the right, of course, has been involved very much in solving the swine flu vaccine. Also, he's been involved in the Swat Valley, the northwest corner of Pakistan, and in the northeast part of Sri Lanka, helping to save innocent civilians' lives by actually catching artillery shells with his bare hands and then chucking them into the Indian Ocean, believe it or not. We're going to see what happens, though, in this Protoss versus Protoss. Now, I know you guys are going to tell me about the GOM TV round 32. Reach, yes, did lose to Flash 2-0. In the round 32 of the GOM TV Classic, but he did make it into the round 32. I'm very proud of him for that, and I believe I've been reading reports that KTF has been implicated in illegally overclocking Flash's CPUs. That's right. There's only a certain set speed that the league agreed to for Flash's 8 CPUs, but it is very possible that KTF actually overclocked them, overclocked their clock speeds, their front service bus, and that is actually the cause of Flash's eye twitches recently, is because his brain is actually overheating. That's right, his neural net processor overheating. So, obviously we have some controversy over the performance of Flash recently that allowed him to beat the Mantos. But I won't go into that in any more detail in this game. I don't want to stir up any further controversy. I know that, as we know, steroids are bad in sports. Overclocking illegal in Korean esports. You cannot overclock Flash's CPU. Shame on you, KTF. Anyway, we're going to be watching this game. This is Free here on the left side. Brown Protoss at the 9 o'clock. And Reach, White Protoss at the 3 o'clock. This is Heartbreak Ridge. And we'll see what happens here. Both players have decent records against Protoss. Free looks like he is at 50%, and Reach slightly higher, 55%. Reach, of course, made it the farthest of any Airforce ACE teammate in the GOM TV Classic. By far, actually. I don't think anyone else even made it into the round of 64. And that is such a long tournament. So he had to start off really from the bottom. Obviously Flash using the illegal performance enhancing overclocking method, completely irreputable. So we're going to see that both players are going to scout after pylon, I believe. This could mean some manner pyloning going on. Certainly a possibility. We'll see if either player decides to do it. Reach has a sort of anti-manner pylon. He's got another one now. What they do, of course, is prevent his opponent from putting down a manner pylon. And Free looks like he's got something similar, although there still could be one spot where Reach could put something. It looks like both players went for gas before their second pylons, so it is going to be a mirror build so far. And a bunch of Airforce ACE fans, of course, in the crowd. I did, by the way, do that commentary that you guys should check out of KTF versus SKT1, where there was that awesome dude with a sign saying, we love Klazart, Diggity, Motrap, and Cholera. So congratulations, guy, for getting on the camera, and thank you very much. If you watch this video, do tell me who you are. Sorry I don't recognize you. But obviously I haven't seen most of my fans, so I guess that could be expected. Looks like Reach has got a core up, and so will Free. Free actually has a third pylon up, interesting enough. Pretty early for a third pylon, and Reach staying alive there with his probe. We'll see who decides to go for tech and who decides to go for some other types of tech. I don't think fast expand is a great idea on this map. I think Reaver play is going to be the order of the day most likely, especially because of that ground behind the natural expansion. It's pretty easy to harass that natural, and it would be rather difficult to hold off a good Reaver harass there, I think. But anyway, it looks like we've got ourselves Probe still getting chased around by Reach, I'm not sure if Freeze managed to kill Reach's probe. It doesn't look like it, although it seems that it's leaving the base. So Reach is going to be at a slight scouting disadvantage. But nope, now he has a Dragoon, and that's going to end that scouting pattern. So let's take a look at their respective techs. This is usually when the Protoss make their decisions. Reach going to go for a second gateway. And we'll see. Maybe he'll decide to get a couple more, like pull some kind of build like on Neo Medusa, for example. You see a lot of mass gateway builds, or Medusa in general. And Free, meanwhile, has put up a robotics facility and then a second gateway. So generally that is the opening for observers, and we'll see if that's what he decides to do. Get an observatory and then play on from there, maybe get an expansion, or pick up an expansion, or the other thing you could do is go into a later Reaver harass, and so is Reach. He's going to get a robotics facility. Still pretty much a mirror matchup at this point. And, Reach must be tired from all that flying around. Sri Lanka, Pakistan, and Korea's underground labs. Been a long week. Meanwhile, somehow a retarded Dragoon from Free has ended up in the middle of the map, and it's getting cornered by Reach's Dragoons. So it basically decided to just go in the middle. Reach not chasing it, actually. I guess he realizes that he's not going to be able to catch up, but not much harm done in that case. We would love to do more of the MSL and the OSL series, and I think we'll try to do more this Memorial Day weekend. So certainly, definitely something I look forward to. Do keep your suggestions up. Once again, I do like it if you can keep your put like a video link in your message, and don't suggest games that are just decent, okay? Because I get like 15 suggestions a day. Like, suggest games that are really good. Because to be frank, I really don't have time to do all of them, but I will certainly do my best to do the best of the games. And do keep your feedback coming. And if you can afford it, donations are very much appreciated. I've gotten a lot of generosity from a lot of people. That's certainly very, very cool. So we've got Reach moving forward with a lot of his army there. Reach does not have Reavers, whereas Free will have Reavers. And Reach instead is going to have a slightly superior army, I think. Reach now advancing, Free retreating. Free's going to have to go right back into his choke point here, and he might actually suffer some losses here as Reach takes the high ground, although look at that, good positioning there by Free. Reach actually is not going to be able to enter, and he's just going to hang out here. Reach actually picking up his expansion, so he's going to go for a nice attack that's going to allow him to go expand. I think that's a smart move, actually. Certainly one of the best ways to pick up an expansion is to attack right beforehand. But the problem is, does Reach know about the shuttle? I don't know if he spotted it. I don't think his observer has flown over yet. So, he might be in danger of a harassment here, especially if he keeps a lot of Dragoons in the front. And he is moving a lot of Dragoons in the front here, although he is actually getting some Dragoons up in the north area, maybe trying to get an intercept position to catch a shuttle like this. Meanwhile, Free looks like he's going to try to bust out with the help of this Reaver here. I think Reach is going to have to retreat here. He is doing some damage to Free, although Free right now doing a lot more damage to Reach's forces. I think it might have been a slight mistake to hang out in that choke point as long as Reach did. So Reach suffering some losses there, actually, and that's going to make his army a lot weaker. We'll see if Reach decides to get Reavers of his own. Okay, he has gotten a robotic support bay. Glad to see that. Reach, of course, is pretty good with Reavers, I gotta say. Sometimes I will actually, be objective, more or less, in my assessment of Reach's play. And I will say that one of the things he's good at, though, seriously, is his Reavers. Not necessarily great at, Dragoon play. Free is great Dragoon play, in fact. One of the rare players who actually has some use of these very girly units. Alright, so we've got ourselves a Reaver here for Free. And Free right now is all over the natural expansion of Reach. Reach actually smartly pulled his probes away, but Reach could lose his expansion right away. He's actually not defending, not able to defend, because he knows that would mean he'd have to commit all of his forces here. And I think this means he's just going to lose his natural. Oh, this is terrible for Reach. Man, that contain strategy did not work. The Nexus is down. Ouch, this is going to be bad for Reach and Airforce ACE here. We really, this is really unfortunate. I think he might have expanded a little bit too early. Oh, Reach, though, picks off the shuttle. Nice work there. That is going to help, but, I mean, the Nexus is still dead no matter what happens. And now Free is now putting up his expansion. And this is really unfortunate. I'm not sure if it was a smart idea to actually retreat there. I don't know if he should have made a stand, because now it's going to be so hard for him to try to come back from this. Unfortunately, he just had a later Reaver timing. and that just cost him a lot this game. You know, if he had the shuttle and the Reaver at the same time as Free, I think it could have been very different, but he decided to go for an expansion first. And now he's pinned into his base.